The one big beautiful bill, a portion of it is to cap federal student loans at $20,000 per person per year. It's a problem, y'all. There's a total lifetime limit of $100,000. That's right. If this bill goes through, you have to know that there's going to be a significant portion of your student loan that is not going to have any federal funding to this. And you're going to probably have to prepare yourself for using private loans or waiting for family to help you out. Yo, what's good, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of Docs Outside the Box. Yo, I'm your host, Dr. Nee, on location, joined by my tired and lovely co-host, Dr. Renee. Wake up.
Yeah, what's up, guys? Tired.
Them kids, yo. Them kids.
Well, we also had some travel. We had some travel too, so.
Yo, everybody, we haven't recorded. I went back and looked at the records. It's been basically since the first week in May that we really recorded. And we owe you guys a couple of episodes, but life be life.
And an apology.
And as Renee was alluding to, life is life, and we was just traveling all over the place. From me working to traveling, just doing various different things. Life was life, and but listen. We love talking to you guys, and it didn't take, it took a lot of pushing from our team, including Kiara, as well as Audrey, to be like, yo, what's going on? Y'all recording or what?
Where y'all at?
Who
all over there?
But we are fresh back from, before we jump into this episode, let's jump into some quick shout outs. We are fresh back from coming from hot ass Houston, Texas. As you all know, Texas, if you don't know, Texas is not my favorite place to be. But
is it better than Boston?
It's definitely better than Boston. Houston, for so many reasons, is better than Boston. One being, I love the weather. I love the diversity. But that's pretty much it. And we were there because our brother, our friend from since 2003, 2004, Dr. Nate, got married, and we went there to go and support our brother and just, have fun and participate in an open bar. So shout out to you, Dr. Nate. That open bar was hitting. That open bar was hitting. But no, Dr. Nate got married to his lovely wife. Congratulations. You guys make a beautiful couple. And it was really fun. Really fun.
We had a great time. Good time. Saw some old friends. Saw some old friends that we didn't even expect to see there from med school. So that was nice.
Can we name them? We should name them, right? Because I think we're at a point now where people know we talk about them on the show. Like today I was in the CT scanner. And
oh Lord, here we go. Who are you talking about on the show now?
Dope dude, one of the dope guy. He was like, "Yo, and I didn't even know he was talking to somebody else, but he wanted me to hear it." And he was like, "Yo, I'm scanning a patient, and while I'm scanning a patient, this is him saying it. While I'm scanning a patient, I'm going through TikTok, and I see this bald-headed doctor talking with his wife about X, Y, and Z, and I'm like, yo, I know that doctor." And I turn around and I'm like, "Yo, did you give me a like though? You talking all this stuff.
A follow, a subscribe.
Please." So then everybody's like, "Yo, you be TikToking?" I'm like, I'm kind of TikToking. And, we kind of just take clips and put it on TikTok, but we won't be doing what the real TikTokers do. But it just let me think about, God damn, people actually listen. And it's kind of scary.
The algorithm
I be talking about
is
people
on your side. Yeah, you do be talking about people.
Not personally. I don't talk about anybody personally on this, but we kind of do be talking about y'all. So
yeah, I mean, well, the only way you could talk about somebody is personally. Do you mean that you don't say bad things about people?
No, I don't talk about anybody personally on the show.
What do you mean? What does that mean?
I don't how you fictionalize people? Sometimes I may fictionalize people, but I don't really fictionalize people.
What does that mean? I have no understanding. I'm tired. You just gonna have to say.
Yeah, for example, I would never name the CT tech by her name, right?
Okay.
I just fictionalized it just by what I just did, right? But I'm talking about someone that I have in mind, right? But anyway, basically what I'm trying to say is that when people are listening, or when I know people are listening, there's a little bit of we got to be careful about what we say.
Well,
You don't
you
get
are
that feeling?
careful about it. But you are careful about what you say. Notice I say you. Because you always
Yo,
be talking about people.
shout out to Dr. Dejara. Shout out to Dr. Uche. Shout out to Dr.
Yay.
Tyree. Shout out to Dr.
Yay.
Thais. Who else
Yay.
did we see there?
Well, we expected to see Thais. And listen, Ty, y'all gonna have to, I don't know. But you know what's really funny? So we're really good friends with Thais and Tyree. And their nicknames are both Ty. But what's really funny is that no matter when you say Ty, you always know which one we're talking about. Have you ever realized that?
No.
I've realized that. It doesn't matter which of our friends that we're talking to. If I say Ty, they know which one I'm talking about. I don't have to say a full name. Isn't that crazy?
Probably because you've seen them both in the same room and you were anyway. You're looking at
we
one
have
person and you
mutual
say Ty.
friends. No, I don't. I mean, if I'm talking to a mutual friend about Ty, they know which one I'm talking about without me having to say Tyree or Thais. But what's also weird.
But I think there's way more nuance in that conversation that you're having with that person, so they can deduce who you're talking about. I think you're way oversimplifying it just to make a point on the show, and that's what I do. So I can recognize when you're doing it. So just don't do it.
Really, I'm podding now.
You podding. That's what it is. You podding. I caught you. But listen, shout out also to my nephew Raheem. Hey yo, congratulations on getting your MPH.
Yes,
that's dope. Super proud of you. Super proud of you.
Yep.
And then also shout out to my niece, Brittany, on graduating from nursing school.
Yay.
Shout out to you. So we've just been all over the place, right? It hasn't just been working and just record. We ain't got time to record. Graduations and flying to Texas and avoiding Newark Airport. It's just a lot of stuff going on, yo. Cause I ain't flying nowhere near Newark, yo. If y'all don't know, y'all need to go check it out. Yeah.
60 to 90 minutes of dead airspace. Yeah, I don't think so.
In my own backyard. Who would have thought you can't land in Newark? Hell no.
Nope.
Yo, but that's not what this show is about. That's not what this show is about. Folks, your exciting new medical career, it's just been hit with a serious illness or injury that stops you from earning a paycheck just when you need it most. Check out what Jamie Fleischner of Set for Life Insurance said back on episode 176 about having disability insurance early in your career.
The real reason to get it early on is really twofold. One is to protect your insurability. So if you are healthy and you can obtain the coverage, you also pre-approve yourself to be able to buy more in the future. So down the road, as your income does increase, you don't have to answer additional medical questions. All you have to do is show that your income is increased and you can buy more benefits at that time. No medical questions asked.
Protect your income, secure your future. Check out setforlifeinsurance.com. But listen, let's jump into this because you're tired. I don't know what your expiration date is. But let's
my earbuds only got 47%. So
let's jump into this conversation. We got a lot to talk about. Let's talk about how this is going to affect something that's going to affect med students, actually pre-meds, med students, attendings, anybody who needs to take out loans to go to professional school. Let's talk about the one big, beautiful bill. Boom.
Is it beautiful?
Alfred, put that up. Put that up there.
Is it beautiful?
It's beautiful for some. It's beautiful if you're trying to get a tax cut.
It's beautiful.
Right?
It's beautiful. It's beautiful.
So, y'all, what is the one big, beautiful
How do you make a bill that's literally a parody of you? That don't even make no sense. But go on.
Congress might change your student loan future, guys. So listen, we're going to break down this one beautiful bill or one big beautiful bill just a little bit. So basically, it was introduced by Senator Josh Hawley, Republican out of Missouri. He's a doof. If you guys don't remember, he was part of some of those people. He was out there doing this to the people in 2020 before they came and stormed the Capitol or stormed.
What was he doing? The people Congress. Who are listening can't see.
He put his fist up and was kind of giving a shout out to the folks who were getting ready to kind of storm the Congress. So he's not one of my favorite people. But anyway, it's designed to address ballooning college debt and limit federal government exposure. And basically, here is the core proposal. I got to keep notes on this because there's a lot to this, guys. And y'all know I don't really do politics like that. But the one big, beautiful bill, a portion of it is to cap federal student loans at $20,000 per person per year. It's a problem, y'all. The reason why is there's a total lifetime limit of $100,000. That's right. Right?
How much was our debt? How much was our debt before deferment and all that?
Well, we use that at 240, but let me finish.
Yeah.
And this applies to all undergraduate, graduate, including y'all med students who are listening right now. So, it's a problem, y'all. So what this means for med students right now is, look, we talked about this on many episodes that the average student loan debt at this point right now is probably close to $300,000. So with $100,000 cap, students would have to go to, because you're going to exhaust the federal student loans that you're eligible for, right? So that means you're going to reach your cap on how much you can take out in federal student loans. And the reason why that's a big deal is federal student loans are protected, right? Or excuse me, there's a lot of protections that you get with federal student loans, right? In terms of default, in terms of if you can't pay, in terms of if there's COVID, all those different things that come along with federal student loan protections. If you exhaust that, you got to get private loan, right? Which could be a problem. We had to get private loans to get a portion of our education, particularly our MBAs. You got to get scholarships. And as we all know, and if you don't know, if you're an undergrad student right now, if you're a pre-med student, ain't really that many scholarships in med school. And like you thought looking for a scholarship trying to get into college was hard. Try to find a scholarship that's going to send you to med school. It's pretty much non-existent, right? Or, daddy Warbucks. You're going to go to your parents. You're going to have to find a rich uncle. You're going to have a rich auntie. Somebody who's going to have to make up that difference. But you up shit's creek, basically. And look, people are upset about this because it already passed through Congress, or excuse me, it already passed through the House. And now the Senate has to go through and do their bullshit, and it'll get sent back to the Congress. But the way in which the Senate works and the Congress is and the House is right now, this is coming through. And this is going to disproportionately affect first generation students, right? It's going to affect underrepresented in medicine students. And what are underrepresented minorities? Because that thing changes all the time.
It's the same thing. They just added more.
What is it? What's the same thing mean? What's the definition of an underrepresented?
Black, Latino, Native American. And then they added a whole bunch of more. So either way, people getting affected. And
lower income families.
Lower income families. So,
this is a problem, folks.
Yeah. The issue is that the bill, while it does cap the limit, right? It limits how much you can borrow from the federal government. What it doesn't do is cap tuition. So that tuition will
so I forgot to mention
to increase.
Well, so yes, you got a good point there. So one of the things that they're proposing in this that doesn't make, I don't know how they're going to make this work, is if they're saying that the authors who wrote this said that if there is unpaid student loan debt, that certain schools will have to take responsibility for having to pay a portion of that for the students. It's not clear.
I did read that too. I read that too.
It's not clear who's going to keep track of this, right? The Department of Education is already gutted, right? Before it was gutted, they barely could follow how many people were really eligible for PSLF, right? So now you're talking about Department of Education that barely exists at this point right now. So yeah, if there are a significant amount of students who are graduating from your school and they are not reaching certain milestones that are kind of like, can't find a job, or they have unpaid student loan debt and they are struggling in some form or fashion, and you're increasing your tuition and you're not showing that you can reach these milestones, you as an institution may have to pay some amount, arbitrary amount.
Yeah, like a cost share.
Yeah. And then that monies that goes towards, I don't understand how this works, but apparently some of that money that the institution is going to have to pay will go into this pool that'll go towards schools that are reaching certain metrics that the authors of this bill deem to be basically worthy to get this money. It's crazy. Yeah. I get what they're trying to say. Basically, they're saying, look, the schools, y'all need to stop raising your prices and not offering, any increased value. And if you're graduating, if you have a whole bunch of students who are graduating with all this debt, they probably can't find a job, or whatever we propose to be, they're not getting value. You're going to have some type of responsibility. The problem is you don't have accountability, right? There is no like who's going to be accountable for this? This is some type of amorphous thing that's in the sky.
You remember years ago, we listened to a podcast
I get scared when you have a pause like that.
remember like a few years ago, we listened to this podcast, and it was about this gentleman who was creating an online university.
Yes.
I forget the name of I feel like it was like Mission University, but there's something else called Mission University that's not at all affiliated with what I'm talking about. But that university was supposed to be like 100% free. And then what they would do is they would guarantee that you would get a job. And once you got a job, what they would do is they would say, okay, a portion of your salary.
This ain't med school. No. This was college. Yeah.
Yeah, college.
Yeah,
it was college, not medical school. I'm talking about
I know exactly
college.
What you're talking about. Yep.
Yeah, but then a portion of your salary would then go back to the university to essentially pay the tuition that you had not paid over the last 4 years.
Okay.
But the reason that they did that was because they guaranteed that you had a job. So there was an incentive for the university to ensure that you would get a job. Otherwise, the university would not get paid. That university doesn't actually exist. So, or at least exist anymore. I don't know if it actually ever did exist, but it certainly was something that was talked about. But I find it very interesting that is essentially what is it, Big Beautiful Bill is suggesting.
Yeah, one big beautiful bill.
Beautiful bill
it's crazy.
Suggesting, considering that at least in that case, it didn't work.
What's good, everyone? This is Dr. Nee. This is the end of this segment. I appreciate you for listening, but this ain't the end. If you want more, go ahead and click the next button on your favorite podcast app. Listen, that's next for more banter between me and Dr. Renee. That's next for more topics. That's next for more segments. Listen, did you hit next yet? Go ahead and click next. Hit it. Next. Peace.